Hi, I'm Emma. I'm from Bumblebee Conservation Trust, and in these hot summer days I've been retreating to the woodlands to stay cool and get some shade, and looking for some wonderful woodland flowers that provide forage for our bumblebees and other pollinators. These woodland rides, these grassy woodland rides, are very important habitats for wildlife all year round, and in the early spring and summer flowers that they're famous for have now died down, but there's still a lot to be found, some beautiful plants that attract our bees into the shade and give them lots of forage. These woodlands sit on top of the Kent Downs. There's deep chalk beneath us, but the soils are actually acid on top here, so we have a mixture of acid and chalk loving flowers to look for. Let's see what we can find. Heather, or Ling as it's known from Old English, is a much loved and familiar flower of late summer that swathes great areas of the countryside in Great Britain, and it's much loved by pollinators of all types. Bumblebees particularly like the deep structure of the flower. Next to the heather here is the more delicate flower called tormentil, with its distinctive 4 yellow petals. This is in the rose family and is closely related to the wild strawberry, and it creeps beneath the grassland in this area of woodland heath. This rather inconspicuous flower is actually a firm favourite of some of the long-tongued bumblebees in the woodlands here, like the common carder bee. This is in fact wood sage, a close relative of sage that we use in cooking. It has a very delicate smell and very similar looking leaves, but the flowers are the thing that attract the pollinators. Beautiful pink flowers of century, common century, found beneath the grasses on this woodland ride, and snuggled in between all the other lovely flowering plants. Ragwort has a reputation for being a bit of a nuisance plant in horse-grazed pastures, but it occurs in all grasslands, and there are several different species of ragwort, and all of them attract pollinators. Such as this bee fly, enjoying a feast here. The magnificent flowers of teasel are another woodland edge plant. This one has almost finished flowering, but when in flower, it's a very popular plant with the long-tongued bumblebees. It has deep, tube-shaped flowers that have nectaries at the bottom of them. This plant is amazing. It's a fascinating plant. The name teasel comes from the fact that the spiky combs used to be used to tease or card the cotton in cotton mills up until the 19th century. They like little fine brushes. And interestingly, it's the common carder bee that can be attracted to the teasel. It's a statuesque plant when it's allowed to grow, and it has the most fascinating structure of leaves. These leaves form little cups around the stems, or big cups around the stems. They join together, and in wet weather, these cups fill with water, and the bottom cups can be deep enough to have a full wine glass of water in, and you quite often see birds coming to drink from them. It's thought that the cups form not only to collect water, but also to trap insects, to stop them from feeding on the plant, but possibly even to provide an extra source of nitrogen for the plant itself. Beautiful teasel. And the goldfinches will be tucking in soon to the seeds. This woodland ride is absolutely alive with insect life. There are grasshoppers, there are butterflies galore. The small heath butterflies are everywhere, all over the redwoods. This beautiful century is like little jewels in amongst the grassland. And the wood sage, the tormentil, the small fragments of heather. And these are enjoyed by all animals. The shade is very welcome indeed.